Stream is starting soon due to technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Baby, don't give up, 'cause we're the kind of folks who will always live right around the corner for something big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So baby, come on home. You can be the girl on my telephone, and I will be your lion made of stone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just come on home. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 'Cause it's been one of those kinds of days, and I feel so out of place, and I hate everything, everything. I hate everything but you. Baby, when we're right, I don't mind the sun, I don't mind the rain. A businessmen who think they know everything. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 'Cause it's been one of those kinds of days, and I feel so out of place, and I hate everything, everything. I hate everything but you. 'Cause no one really understands me, baby, if you don't. So let's not fight, just turn the lights off, baby. You're all I want. Yeah. 'Cause it's been one of those kinds of days when the whole world is on my case, and I hate everything, everything. I hate everything but you.
All right, all right. Thank you, folks. Thank you for showing up here. Um, I was just trying to catch up on some weirdness that's happening on the YouTubes, and I thought, well, I could always go live and just do live reaction to all the weird that's happening on YouTube and Twitter and whatnot. Um, First, I want to say hi to the chat. Hi to chat. Hello, Secret Squirrel. That guy, that high guy, Sinister Porpoise, refrigerators in chat. I love it. Unirock, good to see you. So I saw that. I guess they made a deal with Krafty to hide something. I don't know what the something is. You think it's the smash computer? I'm not sure what it is. Hide X. He doesn't want people to know what's on it. Oh, okay, okay, maybe. Um, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting watching the threats. Well, they say deal. I see them circling around like they're threatening something, Manya and Chesh. So that's been kind of interesting to figure out what in the world they're trying to leverage there. And there's definitely this attempt of leveraging of like, oh yeah, we're gonna what make your life miserable. I don't know, but oh my goodness, right? So Twitter's been bizarro. I mean, weird stuff, man. All I can say is that Steve thinks he's a victim, I guess, of everybody and everything, and then accuses people like Unirock of being victims, and and I'm thinking to myself, listen, buddy, you have no room to talk about this. Like, oh my God, it's just that bad. Um, but yeah, so I guess I should open with this because this is funny. Okay, hopefully the volume's up. Is the volume up? Yes, the volume's up all the way. I should be sharing sound. Here we go.
Right? You want to know whether or not somebody has like a thing. What does Katie spend money on? Her hair and her eyebrows. Her refrigerator. Yeah. What does Jimmy spend money on? His shows. Whether or not somebody is a narcissist, right? You want to know whether or not somebody has like a thing. What does Katie spend money on? Her hair and her eyebrows. Her refrigerator. Yeah. What does
Refrigerator. Refrigerators in chat, folks. Refrigerators in chat. I wish there were icons for it. I don't think there are. I don't think there are, unfortunately. But refrigerators in chat. Oh my God. So, I think one of the funniest tweets I've seen here, actually, from Steve-O. Oh my God. Let me find it. This tweet here. Oh my gosh, winner. Okay, I'm gonna screen share this. Oh my gosh. Add to stream. 1 second. Oh my gosh, I'm moving slow. What's happening? I'm trying to add to stream. I'm crashing. I don't know what's happening. Add to stream, I said. Okay, there we go. Steve would like you to vote for vote what is most effective. What's the most effective move in persecution porn victim playbook of dishonest content creators like Waxy, CSA, KJ, Uni, and Nate? Because we know Nate does nothing but victimhood, right? This is how they are. In fact, really this is just some really interesting projection here. And one of the things that we've been teaching folks is Darvo. And one of the things with Darvo is this whole know you thing. So just the lack of insight and introspection with Steve-O here is always fascinating. Emotional manipulation, historical revisionism, redemptive arcs. I'm a big fan of redemptive arcs. Show me a redemptive arc, Steve. Maybe that would be nice. I've given up expecting one though. Double and triple downing. Double and triple downing. Uh, so, Uni, when are you going to stop being a victim? Clearly, your victimhood is just on parade nonstop. Look at that. Oh, refrigerator in chat. Yes, refrigerators in chat. Yes. Very good. Very good. See the side chat I tweeted? Uh-oh. I don't know. What did you tweet? Should I check? Dare I? Let's see. Usually going straight to Unirock shouldn't be too dangerous. Let's see. Meanwhile on Unirock. Well, Brittany Murphy documentary. Yeah, you did show up on that, huh? Look.
As well as doing my makeup. Could have Brittany Murphy's death been prevented? Absolutely. She was dealing with an eating disorder. Everybody thought, like, did she overdose?
This shady business guy that Brittany married,
Who's that?
something freaky happened.
That could mean that she was being...
Oh my God, that was a Unirock on HBO. What? All right, let's see here. Oh, let's see. Oh, you retweeted. I see. Very cool. So, this is pretty funny. Oh wow, yes. This is what narcissistic fridges actually do. They look like this eventually. It's sort of like the portrait of Dorian Gray. Eventually, they start out pristine and shiny and have like all these digital things that you can press. Sometimes they can make ice and shaved ice, and they're fancy smanchy Samsung smart refrigerators, but really on the inside they look like this. It's like the portrait of Dorian Gray, but with refrigerators, clearly. Yes. Drunken ATM. Yes. Lots of lies. And refrigerators. Yes. Ooh, this guy's talented. Oh my God. I have respect for this guy. Like F for respect for this man's skills of being able to ride a bike with a refrigerator on his shoulder. I'm really impressed. Let's see. Oh, okay. EKC is being bullied, guys. Just so you know, EKC, people suck. Own it, but I won't own it. Is saying that she's being bullied. It's good to know. And creepers be creeping. I'm a truth seeker. I asked I'm a truth seeker if I'm a truth seeker could get on their main account. I saw that go down live and I stopped everything and said, if this is ATU2 Productions or somebody like that, why don't you get on your main account and stop being a coward? They mysteriously disappeared. Yeah, but Manya's been hammering on with this on and on and on. And what Manya seems to be doing is what looks like on the outside seems fairly menacing. And so there seems to be some sort of menacing from Manya, dare I say, menace with menace of sobriety there, towards Krafty. I'm not really appreciating very much. I think Krafty is a classy, good person. And Manya is, well, unfortunately, fell into the Lobster cult. See, this needs to be straightened out. We need a new version of this. There needs to be maybe some condoms in the door. We need a lobster rolls at the bottom there. We need a arrogant bastard ale somewhere there, but like opened, but he's trying to save it still. Ketchup, lots of ketchup, some sort of like Wonder Bread or something like that. But the ketchup, you don't want to like have a bottled ketchup like this. This is all wrong. You want like you want the kind of ketchup that comes for free in the ketchup. The ketchup packets, stuff like that. And sometimes he's even out of ketchup when he makes pizzas. So he makes pizzas with old ketchup that's free and puts Kraft cheese on it, like, American cheese, and calls it pizza. This travesty. But sometimes he's out of ketchup and he just uses like, Taco Bell, but whatever it is, put that little bit on there. So yeah. I have noticed this. They're piling on to Krafty. Krafty's a good person. Waxy, I'm not going to necessarily stand up for, but Krafty, I will. So there's that. Unirock, if you want to join the stream, I can send you a link, but it's no obligation whatsoever. But I am open to getting a sounding board if you are interested and free. So let me see here. 1 second. One moment. since Keon's there rolling around in chat. Everybody wave hi to Keon. Be nice to Keon. Don't ban Keon unless Keon does something really naughty, like, I don't know, vicious in chat and won't let go of somebody and is really mean, or, does something doxy. For the most part, we let people who have differences and opinions be here. So um, if you use a spanner, I ask you to use it sparingly, and I try not to go hard on people. So, but if you see somebody posting porn and you have a spanner, please, what? I don't want that. It's not my channel. It's not my place. It's not my platform for that. It's fine if you work in adult work. Don't do it here. All right, 1 second here. You're gonna bite your nails? Why are you biting your nails? You can be on the panel. I'm just reviewing stuff. I just was clicking around and I was just like at a whim. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to review. So that's why I was like, I don't know. But yeah, let me have sent you invites. We'll send an invite to Xxxild and Unirock. No obligation to join, but if you'd like to join, please do. 1 second here. All right, so there's that. I'm going to send one here. And Rafuni, I think the best way to send yours would be, I'm going to send yours in Discord maybe, or no, I don't know how to send yours. I guess I'll do Discord. Let's see here. Wow, 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 wow. You're probably playing video games though. Wow, wow. I'm put it in there. There you go. So you have it, but it's in your super secret MOD room. It's called MOD room. Oh, by DM? Okay, 1 second. Hey, how are you? Uh-oh.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Bien. I think bien is the proper way to answer that.
Good. Good is enough.
Hey, everybody.
All right, a linky link has been sent to Unirock because, he clearly is a victim, and this is just how he makes his living on victimhood. This is what Uni does and what Nate does. I don't know about the others. I can't really say for those guys.
He's not a cry bully, though.
He's not a what bully?
Unirock's not a cry bully like the
Refrigerator.
rest of these Muppets.
Every time. Icebox. Oh my god. All right, we need a safe word. If one of us goes too far, we're gonna scream what? Refrigerator. That's the word. You forgot the word. How could you forget the word?
Pigs in space. Oh, that's not right. It's refrigerator. It's refrigerator.
Pigs in space. I always have to say like the Muppets. Pigs in space.
It's sort of like what is her name? Super whore energy or something. I love it.
Stupid whore energy.
Stupid whore energy.
Has donated $5 in check.
Hey,
yes.
Secret Squirrel. Oh my god.
I always am happy to see Secret Squirrel just based on Secret Squirrel's name. The name just makes me smile every time, and it's got like a little detective trench coat. Secret Squirrel.
Yeah, they're great. They're great.
So our lobster cult that we're referring to is not Gramps the lobster. We don't want to mix up the lobster cults. This is the cult of the lobster roll and not the cult of Grampy Lobster. So I need to clarify that.
Yeah.
Grampy Lobster is wonderful. We love him. He's funny. He is a vonologist for Helton. He can cover all that stuff. Oh my gosh, Von Helton, his mother passed away, and oh my gosh, and now I guess
Oh no.
Secular's been interviewing the Fosters, who were talking about like how the mom passed away and like how Von's acting about money, and like, oh my gosh, it's really bad, super bad. Oh my goodness. So there's that. Oh, there's an emoji combination. What's that? Is that the refrigerators? Or is that the lobster cult? Yes, the frost. Exactly, Lady Starfire, the frost. Oh my goodness. I was actually going to start by watching to see what the cat prowler was saying, because like I kind of scanned through that cat prowler guy, and I was like, what the hell? And
What are
then
they talking about?
yeah, so this was kind of interesting. Let me find cat prowler guy. On the prowl. Oh, there it is. My statement. So, oh, I really want to play Busy Getting Shot though first. Let me see if I can find Busy Getting Shot first, because that was really funny.
That was good.
There's video footage of Busy's shooting. Let me see if I can find it.
It's police cam footage.
It is. It's evidence. Let me see if I can find it though. Let's see. How long ago was it? Wow, this guy puts out content. Kitty Cat puts out some real content. Like boom, 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 boom. Oh no, I just want to see Busy get shot again because it's funny. I think it's this one. Let me try 3 weeks ago. It's not that one. Okay, let me see here. I don't know. If you remember where Busy gets shot on the Cat Prowler recaps with Bobby, let me know. I just thought it was hilarious. I actually, no hard feelings. I thought it was funny.
Right. TT says, is the lobster cult because Steve likes lobster rolls from the dollar store, or because Steve looked like a lobster in those infamous bathroom selfies, or both?
It's kind of both. I mean, it's really about the lobster rolls, but yeah, he does look like a lobster. So recaps with Bobby, I watch occasionally, partially because he has me at the cat. If you get a cat, I'm easily entertained. If you get a talking cat like Salem, I'm gonna probably watch. and so there's that. But this is a really short video, and I was trying to watch it, and I was like, this is really interesting. So there's a statement on all of your drama problems. So all of them.
Okay.
Not one of them, but all of them.
Oh, all right.
But this is a cat that watches all the drama, so there's that too. So, but cats are above drama, right? And they look down upon us humans because drama. So that makes sense, right?
Yeah, until they
Hi,
fall.
I'm Bobby. I am a robot cat.
Does
I have
Bobby
come
knock
to
things off
realize that
tables?
some of my newer viewers are still quite accustomed to the way in which humans operate their channels. Humans, to a fault, are far too concerned for the opinion of others. I am not. Nevertheless, I should like to make a small statement, followed by my worldly advice for squashing all of this drama.
I like how
refrigerator.
I like how he says he's not concerned about the opinions of others, but is basically his identity is a robot cat. So like, yeah, if you're completely anonymous, who cares about your opinions?
That's
It's
true.
funny.
As a robot cat, are you really going to have your paws held to the fire?
Yeah. No, you're not. You're just going to be anonymous. Yeah.
And mind you, I kind of like this guy just because it's a cat.
Okay. Yeah, I do too. I'm just saying.
Once and for all. First, I am not obliged to create a video if I choose not to do so. Furthermore,
Amen. I agree with this. When somebody gives you a 20, oh, I'm going through you. Sorry, Xxxild. It's echoing.
What?
It's echoing.
Am I echoing?
Through you. I hear myself, and it's scaring me. I'm like a baby deer. I get spooked really easily.
I just muted myself, so I'm sorry. Maybe I should turn myself down. I'm going to try that.
Sorry about that. It was just coming through your speakers and coming back through your mic or something.
Oh, I don't have my headphones on. That's the problem. I'll be right back. Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I'm not very good at that. Once that happens, my brain's like, I can't overload. It's too much of me. I don't even remember my point anymore.
No, I totally understand that. That's very annoying. And I always use my headphones. I just forgot to put them on tonight. Okay, go
Choose
ahead.
not to do so. Furthermore,
Oh, yes. You are not obligated to make people's videos. So, for instance, when somebody goes, negative exponents, you have 24 hours to put out a video or else. Like, no, man. Like, no. Like, people don't get to put terms on you for the content that you put out or what you say or your response times. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. Like, like, are you paying this person? No? Okay. Then no.
Yeah, I agree.
So, Cat is absolutely right here. Bobby the cat.
Well done, Bobby. Good
Yes,
job.
we agree.
my verbal statement that I find much fault in both Roadhog and Real Entertainment News should be quite enough.
Okay, so he did make a video where he compared Roadhog with Real Entertainment. It was apples and oranges, and they both were saying horrid things. But I still maintain Roadhog is much more horrid. And so and so like I did complain a little bit and said like, hey, Roadhog's much worse. This is why.
Yeah.
So you can. I'm not a fan of either one of those guys, but like Roadhog is
Definitely worse.
Watch his bitch shoot stuff, and you come back to me and tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think of him.
He's a
psycho.
Yeah.
Also, my stance that I do support Mrs. Roadhog in the matter of the infamous Instagram attack is quite fair. 'Tis no different.
I don't think there's any reason to attack anybody's family or spouses, like if you're in an argument, and I think that's ridiculous.
Than the very point that I despise Dean, formerly of D.I.Y. Dean. Yet, I quite like his wife, not another housewife. A woman many of you who demand I also denounce Mrs. Roadhog, quite enjoy. If I am not to hold Marissa accountable for
Did Mrs. Roadhog give you some milk?
her husband's terrible behavior, then I am not to denounce Mrs. Roadhog, either. Never mind. I shall conclude my video with this helpful and informational piece on how to finally end all of this drama. Cheers.
Meow. Oh. God. Touch grass. Get it. I get it. I feel like that. I think Fiona's cats look like this, but it's in the house when they're running around because they can hear the sound effects. They're like flying through the air. I think her cats do that. Are we sure this isn't your cat?
It looks. It's black. All black cats look nice, but that cat there has a white patch.
Okay.
Probably their repair button or something because it's a robot.
It's a robot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll help Bobby see the light by bribing him with treats. Well, I'm thinking like either catnip might help or like tuna, maybe.
Does catnip work on? Does catnip work on robot cats though?
I don't know. How do you bribe a robot cat? Hydraulic fluid? I don't know. It's a robot cat, right? So that makes it good.
Robot cat. Bobby.
Oh my goodness, Bobby.
Oh, it's Unirock. Hi, Uni.
Unirock. How are you doing?
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here. So that'll help things. There we go.
Oh, nice.
I am always confused about the. Oh, there he went.
Where'd he go?
I threw Unirock out the airlock. I am brutal
You
this
monster.
way. I am a monster. It was on purpose, totally. Take that, Unirock. Just kidding. Come back.
Come back, Uni.
All right, let's try that again. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you
Yeah.
now.
Okay, we're good then. All right. Hey guys.
Hey.
Good to see you.
What is going on?
Not much. Yeah, I was. I don't want to come in and like steal the show, but you were talking about this a second ago, so
Oh yeah.
I tweeted at you a new tweet, and it's got 3 images, and it's a side chat, and I think it'll tell you everything you need to know about this whole thing with Krafty and Chesh. So I don't know if you want to take a look at that or not, but I can
Sure.
explain
Ooh,
it too.
where is it? You
Yeah,
tweeted to Holy
absolutely.
Spackle?
Yeah, it's at the very top of my Twitter, but it might be under my tweets and replies because I tagged Spackle. So
I see
Okay.
it. I'm just
okay.
making sure I move things around. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna bring it up in a second. 1 second here.
Yeah,
Oh, you're good.
these little cretins have been following her Krafty around in her chats where she goes to
Right.
chat with people.
So
Oh
one
yeah.
of them went down in Savage Minnow's chat, and this person that came, I'm a truth seeker, which is always a big thing.
Yeah.
And I said, "Why don't you come back on your main?" And then they ran off. And I was just like, "What is it about us that makes you hide on a sock and you don't actually confront somebody directly on your main like a coward you are, right?"
Exactly. And if you think about it, there's only like they think that if you will deduce who it could be, like they do this so often. And it'll always be when a certain person's mad at a certain other person. And typically when there's no drama or when no one's mad, you won't see it. So after they do it 10 or 20 times, it's pretty easy just to kind of like put the names up on a board and draw lines to who was mad at who when this happened. Okay. So it's obvious who it is.
Right.
They think you're a conspiracy theorist if you think like that, though. That's where they're lost. They don't think scientifically or critically, so they can't deduce these things. So
The only person who knows how to discern whose sock accounts belong to who is Cheshire Vic. Didn't you know
exactly.
that?
Yeah,
She's an
didn't you know?
internet sleuth and she's a genius.
I gotta tell you, they
Yeah.
get all my sock accounts wrong. Every time they attribute a sock account to me and it's not me, I'm like pissed off. I'm like, really? That's me?
Yeah, I remember one
Yeah.
time she like said on some stream, I can't remember, but somebody told me, "Oh, you're supposedly have 20 sock accounts." Me, Exiled. I was like, "Oh, really? Oh, I'm epic."
All of my sock accounts are accounted for, so it's either Rock-A-Lot or Unirock TV or Unirock 2 or Uni Review. Those are my only ones. So.
I just want to point out, Grampy Lobster, you are wonderful and your peoples are wonderful.
Not
When
you,
we talk
Gramp.
about lobster cult, in this case, it is actually not you. It actually has to do with the lobster roll cult of McRae.
Did you see my T-shirt?
Yes.
I got a
Yes.
T-shirt that says like, "So what about the lobster roll?" It's really cool.
It's great. That was good.
Yeah, so the current drama right now is that Krafty, of course, was doxxed by Golden Unicorn, AT2, Chesh, and that whole group of people. It was the whole group of people. All of them went in and got angry at Krafty for talking about this happening to her instead of being angry themselves when they all should. See, the thing they don't understand is you should, if you think doxing's bad, which all of them have proclaimed, and we all believe that, then when it happens to Krafty, it doesn't matter if you like her or not. You're going to be mad about that. You're not going to like that happened. You're not going to defend the doxer. So now, after all these months have gone by, we have the leaked screenshots that show when the doxings happened, who did it. We even know exactly from their crew who found the link and ran it into the Discord. And if Krafty talks about this in a side chat, because they called a ceasefire. So Krafty, Reds, Cheshire, Manya all called a ceasefire because, Krafty's on Kat's show. They don't need this drama while she's doing actual production. And the breaking of the ceasefire just happened. And that's what those images are that I sent you. So just to give a background there.
Right. Here's the thing though, like they are threatening and like Krafty's among like a friendly channel. It's not someone else's random channel. We all know the story. We've all seen the screenshots.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, oh, don't talk about it and put a silent, like, really like.
Yeah.
And so like my concern is I hope Krafty knows that she is not alone. There are many people that have had these experiences, and I don't want her to feel isolated because it's
No.
it's
Well, somebody
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Xxxild.
Somebody in the live chat says Krafty admitted on the other stream that Cheshire and Steve had nothing to do with the doxing, leaving only the two people she accuses of that. And
Yeah, that's
yet,
just
I
ridiculous.
watched and read, I witnessed Cheshire doxing Krafty on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw it with my own eyes.
Dion,
I mean,
I
we have
watched
the
it. And,
So-
what she did is she like enlisted Steven. She tagged Steve. Look, this is it. Is this doxing? So like, yeah, the person who doxed Krafty got called up and displayed on Cheshire's stream. She did it deliberately. Keon,
Well,
don't
and
try to
there's a
gather.
lot of background information too. See, one thing that a lot of people don't know is when Krafty got doxed, you can actually go back to one of my periscopes, and it's literally right when this all happened. I had a person come to me and tell me that they were in a secret Discord with Steve and Chesh and Manya and what's his name, Fohammer and AT2. And when you see the messages, those messages aren't DMs. Those messages are stated in a public Discord, right? Did the members of that Discord come out and say, hey, this is wrong? Did any of them object? Did any of them come out and say, yo, Krafty's about to be doxxed. These people are targeting Krafty? No. So when you say that these two people, Cheshire and Steve, aren't involved or aren't whatever the person in the chat said, you're just lying. Because the reason that they defended it, the reason they're all mad at Krafty, the reason why none of them come out and actually make a criticism video, this is the kind of like flat earth logic, and this is why they've lost this whole time. It is all of those people that are attacking Krafty or negative towards Krafty because of this situation. And it's all of those people that refuse to actually step up and criticize their own friends for these actions, while ironically, some at the same time will criticize others. They are, you know, that they're just as guilty as Manya, AT2, and Fohammer are. And I, by the way, am not an idiot. So I don't believe Fohammer, Manya, and AT2 were the only ones sitting in the Discord talking about Krafty's personal data and information. And in fact, the person who came to me before any of this even happened with proof to my Periscope, because I said this before any of the doxings even came out, that person that came to me said that they were all in the server sharing Krafty's personal data with each other, making fun of her, playing the video, looking her up, searching information. Now, that you could say, but that's not hard evidence, Uni. That's somebody saying it. But it's ironic when we have recorded video where they're live, they're trying to dox me in the exact same way. They're sharing all my info. They're looking for details on me together, right?
Yep.
So anyway.
Yeah.
And that was live on Defengo. We watched that go down live.
Yeah.
I also wrote down in chat something about the Ridgeways, and then AT2 Production stopped idiot Cheshire because she started like to read it out, and it was implicating AT2 Productions, and he freaked out. He just freaked out.
Do you want to know why
he freaked out? I wonder.
Exactly. You know why? Because all of these people who are in this group are doing this together. They can sit and scream defamation from here until the cows come home. They are the ones who have thrown the accusations out, and they are the ones who have lied on people. They can pretend that it's not proof when you have these people that were all friends with Krafty, all immediately negative with Krafty, because why? Krafty called out a grifter who faked cancer before that even happened. So if everyone would have listened to Krafty, that whole cancer fraud would have not happened.
Exactly.
And the reason why the cancer fraud happened is because Krafty did speak up, but she was attacked and beaten down. So when I go out and say, I believe the real reason that they target people like this is because all of them hold the darkest secrets together. And they know Krafty, looking into this, may go down a rabbit hole to discover that Manya's the next Sean Hufford in the fraud raiser scam. And personally, I believe that you can say that you're a discount conspiracy theorist because you consider people's behaviors, actions, who they defend, who they don't, who they criticize, who they don't. But in reality, you are a flat earther thinking that way, because this is all data. Behavioral data is data. And the problem is, the reason they don't want to consider that is because they can't troll successfully when you have this kind of thing come out. Their trolls all fall apart, and that's why you'll have like, you know, the outer rim of the outer rim of the outer rim of irrelevant trolls trying to thread those little things like in your side chat right now, is because even their trolling falls apart, right?
Okay, whoa. Look at that. It all leads to a server ran in a retirement home basement in Florida.
How do we know that?
I believe that. I believe that.
I don't know. I've never heard that part, but you know.
I need to talk to Dad High Guy again. Oh my God.
Well, and you know, the funny thing is on the screen right now, Spackle has, you know, this interaction. And what they will do is they'll say that this interaction that happened only exposes Manya and Cheshire. Only Manya and Cheshire look bad because of the interaction they had with Krafty. No, it's all the people who defend Manya and Cheshire. It's all the people who excuse this behavior. It's all the people who back this. When they do these things, if you simp for them, then you also look bad too, right?
Yeah.
So what does that say? I can't read it. It's too small for me. But is there anything that pops out?
Yeah. Okay, I can kind of read it because I have it on full screen.
Hell yeah.
Manya says, Krafty, if sending a polite email is harassment. Where'd you go? You're making it smaller.
I zoomed in, but it made it worse. How did that work?
That's Twitter. Twitter sucks real bad.
Okay.
I know.
I can see it too, but you can go ahead, Xxxild, and we can go back and forth or something.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know. She's like, Manya is like, no idea of how real. Your full non sequitur. I don't know. I can't read it now. Go ahead.
I can read it on my phone. Hang on one second. Let me go to my phone.
I got it right here too, so we can go back.
Okay, go.
Okay, so what we're looking at is a side chat where this all came to a head, because Krafty isn't a coward like Manya and Cheshire and AT2 and Fohammer, and they don't just run around on sock accounts, you know,
and
acting
Reds.
like idiots. And Reds, thank you. Now, the first screenshot is, apparently she can't read the thumbnail and is spinning out, lol, says Chesh. And then Chesh says, the thing is, Krafty, for things to reopen, they have to be closed in the first place, like your mouth. So then Manya says, which she never did. She kept discussing the issue, and people related to the issue after promising to stop discussing it.
That's weird. I never heard her do that. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I wanted to know.
Somewhere,
I wanted
right?
to know all about it, but you know, I would never ask her because she said not to ask her about it. So I respect that.
Yeah. What this all comes down to is, when the big doxing blew up happened, I started to stream on it, right? Because I had a whistleblower, like I said, and I thought, you know, this is good. This is good content. It's a whistleblower comes out, says they've witnessed these people doxing Krafty. We have them continue, and then a sock account pop up and dox Krafty. Then we have the sock account. Guess what? They accidentally, AT2 or Manya or Chesh or whoever, accidentally grabbed the wrong sock account when they doxed Krafty, and they grabbed one that had 5 followers. Yeah. So here's the weird thing: they want to say that Steve isn't involved. He isn't, is he? So why didn't he expose this? See, these are the things that prove to us who is involved and who isn't, because those followers were not only Steve, but 4 of his other most prominent doxers. One of them being Aussie Baller. Now, why is that really crazy? Because the account that doxed Krafty wasn't following those people. That means that Steve's most prominent doxers and himself followed that account.
Yeah.
Way back in, whenever that account was like harassing somebody beforehand, right? Wherever it was, because they delete everything, right?
Yeah.
They had done something that impressed Steve and his prominent dox gang, his harassment gang. So anyway, not trying to babble. The point is, though, after the dox happened, because like I said, Krafty called that ceasefire. That's what those comments reference, the ceasefire. So Krafty said, listen, you guys doxed me. I went to the police. I'm going to let the police handle it, and you guys go about your thing. If you're going to stop, I'm going to stop. That's pretty responsible. That's pretty adult of Krafty. But the problem is what we're going to get into now. Krafty is about to respond, and it gets good. So Krafty says, "You're one to talk, Chesh. You and Manya haven't stopped in side chats either. You can look forward to a full expose to the non sequitur crew." And then she said, "Manya, stop harassing people for private recordings. Thanks."
Oh, Manya is such a low-level little shit troll. Oh my God, she's awful. So is Cheshire. Yep.
There's no intelligence. There's no, it's complete emotions dictating every instant of their day to where they get in this kind of trouble due to being led by their emotions. Yeah, triggered. Yeah.
Manya has changed her name to Manya for some reason instead of Golden Unicorn now.
Well, she hates the drunken ATM thing, so she's trying to get as far away from it as she can. Yeah.
So now she's Manya on YouTube, and she has scheduled on the let me see here. She has scheduled. Maybe it got pulled off just now. She had scheduled a expose on Krafty, but I'm not seeing it listed now. Huh. Just now it went away. I don't see it.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Are you sure?
I don't see it on my thing. It was there when I started the stream, and it's not there now.
Well, actually, the end of these screenshots actually show why that might be. But yeah.
That red rhetoric is like DMing in the background. No, don't do it.
Yeah, he is. He is, because it gets real good. Okay, so then.
Yeah.
So basically, Manya is going to respond to Krafty. Krafty has called them out and basically said, no, you guys have been doing this whole time. So what do we know that Krafty actually did? She told someone in a side chat who doxed her, so Manya and AT2. She was very responsible about it. And then she made fun of the refrigerator issue on Steve. She came into my chat the other night and said, "Oh my God, do you need the refrigerator clip? It's amazing." Those two things were the trigger that caused Manya and Chesh to now do this attack at Krafty. So Krafty did not break any agreement. She didn't do anything wrong to warrant these people targeted harassing her like they are. Basically, she just responsibly in an adult way, accounted for what is public to this point, and then made fun of Steve a little bit. So
well, they've been scouring both chats. So they scoured your chat for Krafty, and they scoured Savage Minnow's chat. So they have Minnow's screenshots and your screenshots.
And this is why they are targeted harassers, right? Yeah. Krafty now can go, and she can be in a friend's chat. She can go somewhere where she gets along with everybody like Minnow. But she can't be herself, because if she does, even if she doesn't do anything wrong, and if she's just, having fun and just being cool, these people are going to shame her and target her. It's not because they're criticizing her. It's not because that, she did something that's worthy of a video or anything like that. It's literally because the ceasefire only applies to Krafty. And if Krafty doesn't keep her mouth shut to the 9th degree and stay away from Uni, stay away from you guys, then she becomes a target again. This is what makes them a cult, and it's what makes them targeted harassers.
Refrigerator.
Now, in response, Manya says, "Krafty, if sending a polite email is harassment, you have no idea how the real world works." Very ironic coming from Manya. "Your full non sequitur crew exposed video, my ass. I kept quiet and you took advantage of that. Shame on you." But now Chesh comes in. "Shocking. More accusations. Tell us again, Krafty, how you know what was on Bull's computer that you think is so funny." Oh, see, I wasn't bullshitting in the side chat.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Wait, you just wait till I get going.
Can you reread that again? Reread that again real quick.
I definitely will. Not only that, wait till I blow your mind in a couple minutes. Also, hey, can any of my peeps please share the stream? And also,
I did.
Thank you. I want to just react to Manya real quick before I reread Cheshire's, because we'll skip this if I don't. So basically, here's what happened. Krafty did not get a polite email. This is why Manya is a pathological liar, a troll, a narcissist, and a targeted harasser. This is why she provably is. She claims she sent Krafty a polite email, when in reality, she spammed Krafty with a shit ton of emails. Also, I would go as far as to assume Krafty got a bunch of anonymous stuff and a bunch of weird people following her, and all of that kind of thing happened right around the time that Manya got mad and was spamming her. But 7 emails of psychotic ramblings is not polite email. It is harassment, and that was the point of it. And Manya, of course, can't be honest and actually speak what happened, because then she will be the targeted harasser that she is to her cult. Though, to reread Cheshire, shocking. Now remember, she's responding to Krafty basically saying this. She says, "You're one to talk, Chesh. You and Manya haven't stopped in side chats. You can look forward to a full expose." And she said that they were harassing her. Okay? So Chesh says, "Shocking. More accusations. Tell us again, Krafty. How do you know what was on Bull's computer that you think is so funny?"
That's interesting. I never heard anything about that.
Oh, I'm about to hook you up then, because Krafty responds, 7 emails isn't harassment. We shall see. How about showing up in people's side chats and demanding apologies, Manya? You don't think I've been paying attention? So there's another lie that Manya told. It wasn't just 7 emails. It was also weird sock accounts, weird threatening messages, and Manya begging for apologies through the whole thing. Manya responds, "You went on your word within a month. The word you gave in your community post, and you are acting surprised that I've decided to step up and defend myself, right?" Now, this is coming from the person that doxed Krafty. This is her doxer saying this, right?
Yeah.
Krafty was polite. I'm going to rant, by the way, for like 10 seconds. Krafty was polite enough to drop the issue where her rights were invaded, her privacy was invaded, and she had to stop her life, fear for her fucking kids and her family, and file a police report, a provable police report. So that is, they want to act like they're victims of something. Manya's the victim here. You know, like she's saying, so what did Krafty do to Manya in the last month that she's talking about? Literally just accurately and politely told the truth. She didn't ask for drama. She told people not to talk about it. I stopped talking about it because of what she posted. We all did. We respected her. And this is the behavior of the targeted harasser, Manya, again, basically trying to shame her victim of doxing and come in and say, you know, you mentioned my name. You told people the truth that I doxed you, me and AT2. So now, now remember, Krafty was nice enough not to even implicate her friends who were present, who have harassed Krafty for these people, and who have not criticized or kicked Manya and AT2 out of the community, having hard proof that they doxed her. And that, even with all of that stacked up, Krafty just was honest. So I just have to defend Krafty there. Sorry.
Yeah, she was practically screaming, "Please don't dox me." Yeah. I'm not going to sit here silently and take it, but these people are planning to dox me. And then they did. And then Cheshire Vic, because she was mad that she got called out, she went on Twitter and found the docs and shared it with Steve McRae tagged and a couple of other people.
She blew the docs up as hard as she could to show Krafty the middle finger.
Is this doxing? I'm such an innocent little idiot. I can't tell if it's doxing or not.
Now,
Katie, doing this by third person. They think by doing this by third person, having Defengo do it, having one of their trolls do it, like by just passing it down the line. So like
they think
like
they can't be held responsible. Yep. Exactly. But more than that, though, see, this is like the 9th time they've been exposed for doxing recently. So Cheshire blew a complete gasket. And just like Xxxild said, her emotional troll triggered, Triggerly-Puff response was to dox Krafty even more. And then to tag Steve. Now, did Steve block Chesh, kick her from the community? Did anybody criticize Chesh? No. Did anybody stand up for Krafty whatsoever, having direct, absolute proof that she doxed
Steve agreed.
Krafty?
No, this isn't doxing. I don't know what they're talking about. How could this possibly be doxing?
Maliciously, by the way. Maliciously, Cheshire did this. This is a full-on doxing. Sometimes people accidentally share something. and people will call them doxers. And a lot of times people try to then, get in there, figure out what happened and say, okay, it does look like you did it. Don't do it again in the future. We'll give you a pass because it looks like an accident. That's not this situation. She's angry, she's triggered, time has went by, and she chose to further dox Krafty as a malicious and punishing response to Krafty speaking what happened to her. So Krafty tells the truth, she gets doxed more, right? It's a further now, people out there just said that Chesh and Steve weren't involved. Chesh and Steve didn't do anything. Well, you're right. They didn't criticize anyone for doxing. They didn't immediately. Steve didn't say, Chesh, you can't tweet that. It has her phone number, it has her address, it has her full legal name, the town she lives in, every personal detail about Krafty. You just doxed. And now, why does Cheshire do it? Because she thinks she can say, well, it's out there now. The sock account put it out. So me resharing it's not doxing. And then she can say, well, it's really not doxing because, other excuses. That's just what they do. And of course, because the people that follow them are hypocritical trolls, they think that by supporting her through this and going in like, yeah, it's not doxing because a sock account put it out before her. So Chesh isn't the doxer, the sock account is. That is only the response and behavior of another guilty party trying to protect Cheshire, which makes them just as guilty as the original doxers in the first place, mind you. Though, we do need to move on because we're not even at the good stuff yet.
Oh, just want to point out that Keon's
Yes,
confirming that yes, again, like we were all there that were there, like people that were in that live chat. Yes, we know that there was somebody in a sock account questioning Krafty and grilling her while we were trying to hang out. Could that be you, Truth Seeker, Keon?
Well, it was just another harasser. It was just another doxer, another member of this group of people. Yeah. So I'm glad that they've given us even more evidence of that. So anyway, Krafty says, and I don't mean to steal your show. Shut me up at any time.
No,
Krafty says, 7 emails isn't harassing. We shall see. How about showing up into people's side chats demanding apologies, Manya? You don't think I've been paying attention? That's weird. It's almost like the person in your side chats acting exactly like this sock account has been acting towards Krafty. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, Keon, nothing to do with the refrigerator. These conversations happened long before the refrigerator thing. Get better. Do better with your trolling, Keon. You only got timed out. Watch out, dude.
Okay, Manya then comes back with, you went on your word within a month. Oh, I read that. So then Cheshire comes in. Now listen to this one. Tags Krafty and says, careful, you're going to catch flies in that mouth with it hanging open 24/7 like that. Now let's just center in on that response. This is coming from the doxer of Krafty. Cheshire Vic is a doxer of Krafty defending the original sock account doxer of Krafty, Manya. She did not that's not just some like blind statement. Be careful, you're going to catch flies in your mouth. That is a direct threat. Why? Because Cheshire has already shown completely provable, absolute, dead to the wire evidence that she will, in a very malicious way, target Krafty and do whatever is in her power to try to make her nervous, harm her, make her feel like she's, unsafe, that she's going to have her family and others targeted. And instead of trying to talk with her in some kind of like any other way possible, she decides to threaten her with this statement. So I just want to make sure that the weight of that statement is felt.
My God. What does Manya have any governor? Like I feel like Manya doesn't hold back like as much as some of the others. Like I think she lets it slip.
Yeah. Well, she does, and it's the emotional pull. Her and Chesh have both lost everything in the last year. Look back to where they all were a year ago and a year before that. Their entire cult has dried up. They're hanging on to a thread on non-sec being laughed at every time they do anything because they're so horrible at what they do.
Yeah.
And all of that's weighing on them, and so they have a repressed, hidden anger, angst, and upsettedness from the failure of what they do, combined with someone like Krafty who's willing to stand up and say, no, you can just either apologize for what you did and stop being a shit person, or I'm going to actually tell the truth and defend myself. I'm not going to attack you. I'm not going to threaten you like you're doing me, but I'm going to do what I should be able to do and maintain my rights and defend myself and, tell the truth to people, because what they want, and this is how they hide their doxings, this is how they hide these things. Cheshire wants to mend her mistake. She wants to mend her emotional outburst. So does Manya. She wants the public to be affected in some way to where the public, when they look at Chesh and Manya, don't think about the fact that they did this, because Chesh and Manya are the queens of lying about other people and pretending other people have done doxings and attacks and harassment, which is what they don't understand about investigating this kind of thing. This is absolutely just predictable and common behavior from trolls and harassers. So, I mean, while they think they're on like, IQ 200, we all are sitting here literally like, yeah, this is what they're going to do, and have predicted every response that they've given up to now. But okay, I'm rambling again here. All right, let's get this done here. And please jump in at any time.
Oh no, I can't think of anything particularly. One thing some of the audience members are like, so why is Krafty under fire? Well, some of it has to do with Ilya Moon.
Oh yeah, most all of it goes back to Ilya.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the timeline of events. Krafty goes after Manya. There's, it says there's some really messed up stuff about Ilya going on. Ilya plays the victim. Later on, I learned that these guys know, Krafty and her friend Jessica know that Ilya has run a fraudulent fundraiser pretending that she has cancer.
Yes.
But nobody is talking about it.
They're sweeping it under the rug.
I don't know why. I think it's because Bullionator was the one who helped her with that, or was running it. Yeah. They were afraid to mention it. So I got that information from Jessica and I brought it back to the YBI, and then it was exposed, right? We exposed it.
Imagine an autistic man who has trouble dealing with guilt and emotions is put in a position where he, as all evidence shows, knew what was going on and assisted and helped do these things. But let's be charitable to him. Could have been roped into this, or could have just not realized what was going on. And imagine the kind of, when you already have an inability to deal with those kind of things, a hard time, and you're trying as hard as you can, then you have to deal with the guilt, deal with the moral repercussion, deal with all of these things that complicate the issue. So, and one of two things is happening. Either what they say about him is true and he had a hard time reconciling the fact that they did all these fraud raisers, or what they say isn't true and he just knew the whole time. I think he didn't know. I think he was roped in, and I think that the thing, what could be the thing that they're talking about on Bull's computer? Well, obviously it could relate to doxings, fraud raisers, or any of these acts, but that's to be told in the future whenever Krafty decides to talk or speak. But the next thing that happens after Krafty is threatened by Chesh, she responds, "Oh, Victoria, I don't think it's funny, and I promised Reds I'd keep it secret so long as you and Manya kept my name out of your mouth." So I want the gravity of that statement from Krafty to be felt by everybody. So Krafty has been manipulated, and she's been threatened, and she's been, we already can see she's threatened. Now we know why she's being threatened by Chesh. Now we know why Red's rhetoric targeted her like he did. Now we know why Steve was okay with Cheshire doxing Krafty. Krafty just told us in this message here, "I don't think it's funny. I promised Reds I'd keep it secret." Now she's responding to the Bull's computer statement. She said she'd keep the Bull's computer information secret as long as you guys don't dox me, troll me, attack me. And what is she facing from Cheshire and Manya? Doxing, trolling, threats, and attacking. So
yeah. Of her probably of her family. I know how these people operate. I know other people who have been targeted by them, and they are afraid.
Terrified.
Hey, Keon, they are afraid of these people.
I could name names and I won't, because they are terrified. They are. They are so terrified, it takes them a year or more of talking about wanting to come out themselves and doing an interview with someone they're comfortable with. and it takes them a year and a half or more to work the courage up and to see the change in the community, to see the cults falling apart. These people are playing a role. They don't have power. Their doxings, their threats, their harassment is invisible. It doesn't.
Red's rhetoric had a lot of people fearful, and slowly they become unfearful. But he had a lot of people afraid.
Well, it's his fraud raisers being exposed, combined with all of his lies being exposed. And once they see Reds can't respond to even those things without making himself look worse every time, then they realize that's the same thing that's going to happen if I talk about the threats he gave towards me or the doxings he gave at me, which is great. And this is actually something I predicted, because this happens in every community where we look into it, where these things are happening. You end up finding out somebody's stealing money, doxing people, harassing people, targeting people. You end up tracking it, and the people are always so dumb that it's all public, visible. It's all, there's no other group of people targeting Krafty Keela, Holy Spackle, Xxxild, Fiona, myself, Nate, Menace, who are all the same people who have all experienced the exact thing that Krafty's going through, to the point where the first thing that came out of my mouth when I realized that Krafty had stood up and criticized Ilya, I said, Krafty's going to be their next targeted harassment victim, and she's going to be doxxed viciously. And this is recorded on stream before any of this happened. So, okay. So now we've realized what the threat is. The threat is about Bull's computer. It's about data that was there. And the threat is, when Krafty obviously was good with these people, she had been around them and trusted by them enough, obviously because she holds a very high education. You know how they treat people like that? They try to bring them into the inner group. They want to give them secrets. They want to give them the worst things that are going on, so that if they ever speak up, they can say, no, you were involved. Yeah. So you don't want to speak out, because then you'll get in trouble too. And so obviously Krafty, through some manner of experience, witnessed the reason Red's rhetoric. First thing he did when he heard his friend die, he didn't cry, he didn't mourn, he didn't get upset. By his own admission, we could provide the video clip. It's on Twitter. We could go find it and retweet it for anyone. He, by his own admission, sent a friend there to smash the computer. And when we called him out and said that he was lying or joking, then not only did he double down and triple down, he straight up admitted he wasn't joking, and this actually happened, and made excuses for it. So the dubiousness, what could make somebody so desperate that they would attempt to? Now, Reds was notified at the same time the police were, maybe even before the police. What could be on that computer that would terrify him more than his friend's death? I don't know, but Krafty seems to know something. And it seems to be so sensitive that they're willing to target Krafty over it.
Not these little low-level harassing bitches, Cheshire and Manya. And Keon probably helps them.
He does.
Yeah, he helps them troll Krafty, who's a victim of serious harassment.
Yeah.
To the point where she's got a police report. Keon, you're involving yourself with criminals. Oh, God, not this person again.
I would just block him, but it's not my stream. Though, the next one gets even worse, because now that Manya has witnessed Cheshire threaten Krafty, now, like this kind of targeted harassment works, the more unintelligent followers are literally led by the others above them. And because she witnessed Cheshire threaten Krafty, Manya feels that that is her permission, that's her pass, that's her inspiration, it's her instigation to now threaten Krafty. So she says, mate, keep barking, calling her a dog, right? Mrs. Who supposedly is calling everybody misogynist and calling everybody racist and calling everybody all these things, calls Krafty a dog because she's a girl. I know how many emails there were. I have them too. I can release them too. So now she's threatening to dox the private informations of Krafty. Further, she's threatening to dox the stuff she sent to Krafty. And we know they like to edit. We know they like to change things. We know they like to Photoshop things to try to frame their targets. We've seen this happen many times. And Manya is one of them who I can show absolute proof uses inspect element to change it so that she can make it look as real as possible. That's how desperate she is to frame people. She uses inspect element, changes it by her own admission, and then screenshots it and throws it out. Now, she is saying to Krafty, I'm going to release this stuff and I'm going to come at you. So now Krafty isn't going to just fear the fact that these, harassing emails from Manya are being released. She knows that Manya is going to convince all the other harassers below her that, they say whatever Manya wants it to say, and it is whatever she wants it to be. And she's letting Krafty know how desperate she is, how angry she is, and that she's at that level. So it's another level of threat. We only got one more. We're almost done, so everybody knows. I won't have to bore you any further, but Krafty comes back, literally proving what I'm saying is true by her claim, by her statements, by it being reacted to honestly by Cheshire and Manya, and says, since the deal is broken, so is Red's silence will be broken. Krafty says, maybe. Then she says, later, folks. Cheshire and Manya have only a couple things to say. Cheshire says, bye, Trainwreck. Have a good new year. Enjoy the videos. Insinuating she's going to target her with videos. Manya, you broke that deal months ago and kept breaking it last night. This is all consequences if your actions, Krafty. Blame yourself as you broke the deal, not I nor Chesh. Manya then says, the coward ran away. Cheshire responds, but we were so scared of her because apparently my thumbnail wasn't enough of a hint that I don't care, lol. Sure, Chesh, you don't care, That's why you got so triggered and upset, and that's why you've been raging ever since. Gotcha. Then she says, if she wanted to make some kind of deal with me, she should probably talk to me, to be honest. Basic info. So Chesh is so scared, and she cares so much that she wants Krafty to know. She's hoping Krafty's still looking. She's hoping Krafty's eyes are still on that chat, even though she clicked out, because she wants Krafty to know. We don't want Reds exposed. We were just big talking. We want to make another deal. Get a hold of us. I'll make a deal with you, because whatever that Krafty could release, I'm not saying she will release the truth, whatever it could be is so bad that Chesh and Manya herself are willing to still offer Krafty a deal after all that. So it would really incriminate Reds. But anyway, I digress.
Wow, this is
Did
amazing.
I go over 10 minutes? I'm sorry.
No, it's so much to unravel and look at, and you're just what? And there's a lot of people that know Krafty, or just they've had a recent introduction. They're like, what's this? And they check.
Yeah.
And it's why Krafty? Krafty is really nice. She's actually fairly low drama. What the fuck?
Well, she's an adult, so she's willing to let the police handle it so that she can go back to her business. But even more, she can let her doxers, her threateners, and her harassers go about their business so that, she hopes this will die down and go away. That's her hope. And the only reason she hopes that is because she hasn't experienced these people. Because if she had, she never would have made a deal with them in the first place. They live to make deals when they are in that desperate place. But once they make the deal, as we know with the NDA, and we know with many other deals they've tried to make, they always Darvo. They always themselves break the deal many times, which instigates the other side to respond. And once that person responds, all the trolls that lie for them, which is 8 of them, and then themselves go in and they use socks and they try to spam that, no, it was Krafty that broke the deal. We're fine acting like this. It's okay if we harass her. Come on, she did this, right? Right? Sick.
Yeah. No, Fiona, I did not remember that they actually put out a photo of Krafty's mom's house. I did not.
They put out a photo of their house. They put a phone number out. All sorts of stuff happened.
Address.
Because why? Because she knew something about Ilya?
She knew Ilya was a scammer before Ilya was busted for faking cancer and getting a shit ton of money. When she did that, now I hate to go down the fraud raiser trail, but I haven't done it in so long. Give me literally 20 seconds. But when she did that, of course, let's pretend that instead of Cheshire and this entire cult of 12 people when instead of them attacking Krafty into silence, let's just pretend that Krafty got to come out and everything was revealed then before the cancer fraud raiser was revealed. Now, what was it that busted the cancer fraud raiser? I haven't put out fraud raiser, so Chesh and Manya and Reds and Steve are trying to pretend that there are only a couple fraud raisers and that they were barely busted, so these people could still be innocent. But the way that Ilya was busted was she had another scam fundraiser on GoFundMe that had been sitting there for the entire time. And it was because we found that scam fundraiser, and it was from the same account. It had the same info, and it was the same problem, just dressed with cancer, that we busted the cancer as being fake. It wasn't Nate. I mean, God bless his soul, he got the admission, right? It wasn't Reds. It wasn't FTFE. That's the lie these people tell. Reds knows we're busted. What can I do? Me and FTFE are going to go in, and we're going to try to make it look like we busted Manya. That way, we still retain our fucking secrets, and still can get
and integrity, right? They're trying to say that revisionism, particularly Cheshire put out, like, your help wasn't wanted. In fact, your help impeded investigation. The lies, the complete lies.
That's gaslighting. Complete.
Oh,
that's weird because
that's
weird.
gaslighting.
That's weird because I can remember on that time of the month where these same people had Ilya on and were cheering because her cancer was gone.
It's almost like they were helping her. Now listen to this. The gaslighting you just stated from Chesh, you really need to fucking be a complete Keon to be able to think that Chesh didn't know about this the whole time, and to think that Manya didn't know the whole time, because if you look at just some of their other behaviors, the entire time, they not only, once it was absolutely proven that they had done what you just said over a cancer fraud raiser, absolutely proven, they had called the hospital, they had proven it to where she had come out and said it. Did they expose her? No. Every behavior from only the people that were involved, every behavior was meant to minimize, to slow the spread of the truth, to make it look like Reds and FTFE did it, to make it look like Nate had done it. And Nate did do it. Nate helped us the whole time, and he, was there and he was part of it. But the problem was Nate allowed for FTFE and Reds so that he could get if it wasn't for Nate manipulating Reds and FTFE into the positions they were in, Ilya would have never trusted Nate enough to give the initial information that led Nate to break it. And once it was broken, he still had Ilya in front of him. He still had her there. So he then could get an admission. This was all perfect investigative work from Nate and the YBI, myself, and everyone else that looked into this for almost 8 months to be able to expose this ring of fraud raisers. And what did they do once they had several fraud raisers pinged? Then, once they're busted, now it becomes, those are the only two. Don't look any further. Don't look at Bulls. Don't look at anyone else's, because it's only those two. Reds was a dummy. Now it's like, if you look at the way they change their story, everybody changes their story in the cult at the exact same time. And it's when a major revelation comes out that forces it to happen. And there's only one reason why at any of those moments, these people didn't stand up and criticize and stand up and say, hey, this is wrong. They ran a cancer. Treat them like they treat Katie, right? Katie could have ran a cancer fraud. So we're going to do 20 streams and we're going to yell and scream. We're going to clickbait and we're going to make money off of it. Okay, well, why aren't you doing that for Manya or Ilya? I'm sorry. Why don't you do it for Ilya? Why don't you calling her out for the cancer fraud? Because they are involved and they have to defend Ilya, and they got to try to, it doesn't matter if you fake cancer to get thousands of dollars from the community if you're their friend, right? You got to protect them.
It makes me so angry because, like, I just linked in chat, Lavender Ladies Fund. She needs a kidney transplant, right? There are people with legit needs, and we can do so much for folks that are maybe lost their home in a storm and they just need some bucks to get their family by during a tornado, or Lavender needing a kidney. People with really real legit needs, and then we have this shit.
It was so sad that during us busting these Sean freaking Hufford and Ilya Moon fundraisers, that there were other people in the community that sort of just don't get involved. And they had this need. This woman was dying, essentially. She was in mortal danger if this need didn't get met, and nobody was worried about them. Yeah, just the fake cancer survivor. Yeah, just the fake cancer haver.
Yeah. Well, that is a let's say I have to use only one word, but I'm going to speak generally. That is a criminal consequence of cancer and other fraudulent fundraisers. It's all that blame is not just on Ilya. It's on the people who assisted. All of that blame is on Red's rhetoric, because Red's, when he first was, here's an example. They'll say, but Steve, but Reds, but this person wasn't involved. Okay, well, let's see if they're involved or not real quick. 1 point out of thousands. So Reds went around telling everybody not only that he had completely confirmed her cancer, but he told everybody that they should donate money and shared it. He attacked anyone who criticized it, just violently attacked them. And once it was busted, there was a moment where he went and pulled Ilya and FTFE. Now, I'm not saying that FTFE and Ilya were in the same call with him, because I don't think, there's a part of me that wants to believe FTFE had no clue and he was defending his friend because he's just that much of a flat earther, because he is. But there also could be that he talked to Ilya and FTFE at the same time. But they told Nate, Ilya said, before I make my admission, I need to go talk to Reds, okay? So they went and talked to Reds. That is the exact moment that Reds went from vehement defender of Ilya to helping expose her, okay? So what could ever happen to make Reds do that and still help Ilya and still defend Ilya and still be protecting Ilya? It really, there's only one logical consequence that allows that. He must be involved with what Ilya did for his past behaviors, that current behavior, and then his behavior directly after that event, for him to be able to do what he did. He has to be involved, because you say to yourself, so why did he so vehemently deny and protect Ilya in the beginning? Because he was fooled. Okay, then when he found out and Ilya admitted it to him, then why did he keep defending her but acting like he was exposing her? Why did he try to usurp busting the fundraiser from the YBI and Nate? Because if he usurped it, then he could tell people that he wasn't involved, Chesh wasn't involved, Manya wasn't involved. He could pick who was involved and he could pick who wasn't. And who did he pick when he was done? Well, he only picked, ironically, just like that little sock account in the chat, he only picked the one that was obviously guilty, Manya. Or fuck, I keep getting them mixed up. Ilya, both their names have a ya. So my point is, if he was really outraged because he'd been fooled this whole time, he wouldn't call out. He wouldn't protect Ilya after she admitted the truth. He would have been, we know how he acts when somebody fools him, when somebody steals from his community, that big tough guy act, right? If it wasn't an act and he wasn't using that act to run fraud raisers, he would have went straight to his channel and exposed Ilya. He would have been feeling sympathy for his audience and the donators. He would have done everything in his power to apologize and to help Ilya be prosecuted. But instead, he tried to tell everybody, and he did. You can find it. Him, Chesh, all of them said, do not report Ilya to the police. She's going to give back the money. He helped Ilya get the money and give it back, because we found out later that he was actually with Manya physically when she got the money from the cancer project.
Oh my God.
Wait, who was with her physically, and how do you know? Just so I'm aware.
So Manya and Reds both admitted that when she did the cancer fraud, immediately once the money came in, Reds jumped in a vehicle and went straight to her physical location. Now, that's the same thing Sean had done when he got his money. He sent money to Reds and a bunch of other people. He
with
wired
this handing of the bag thing?
Because they got to
money
split
in a
it.
Bag.
They got to split it.
This is
they
not
were all
normal.
involved.
So when I did a fundraiser for Faithful for the God, I did a fundraiser for Faithful, and I literally had Faithful attach his own bank account to it, and it went straight to Faithful.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Why
the
do you
thing.
have to pass all those hands?
There's only one reason why the money's passed any hands, because they all get a cut. They all get their piece. That's why he had to physically go to Manya. And he did physically go to Manya. This is literally his own.
You keep
There's
saying
proof.
Manya. You mean
Oh, God damn it. Ilya.
Ilya.
Physically gone to Ilya. Sorry, make sure to correct me when I do that. Yeah, so that's the thing. Once he had transferred money with Hufflepeg, he realized, oh shit, Hufflepeg just got busted. When the cops or the feds or whoever look into this, they're going to see a wire trail. We were so dumb for Sean to send money to Reds and other people after that, because now we can be busted. Like Sean could be sitting in prison, or we all could. So when they pulled Manya's fraud raiser, they obviously
Ilya.
went to Ilya's fraud raiser. Reds physically went to her so that they could physically go to an ATM, physically get the money out, and physically share it, and there would be no wire transfer. And this, you asked how we know this. It's not just that Reds and Manya both admitted to this. Oh my God, Ilya admitted to this. Ilya's ex-boyfriend was in the chat in one of the streams where Ilya was being interviewed or getting exposed or whatever. And he had ended up coming out and telling the story to, I forget who, maybe it was Johnny, but he talked about how, Reds visited Ilya right when the money came in from the fraud raiser, and they all went. Now, of course, Reds and Manya start going around saying that they were just hanging out and this is just a normal visit, had nothing to do with the fake cancer fraud raiser that Reds made happen. Now, here's the biggest, I swear to God, I'll shut up about the fraud raisers. So when you really process this all, why is it that Ilya had to do a second fraud raiser? Why would she have the first fraud raiser laying around like that? Well, the first fraud raiser was zero money came in, and she had tried to convince people that she had this mouth problem. She needed this money for it, same amount of money, same location, same person, same username, whatever. And when she didn't get any money for it, obviously she got close to Red. And Reds then ended up doing the same thing for Ilya that he did for Sean. The exact same thing. It's exact to the T. And by using the platform of Red's rhetoric, he was able to take Ilya, who couldn't get any money to come into a fraud raiser, and was able to give her $7, $8, $9, whatever it was, $1,000. So that's why Reds had to have his cut of the money. That's why they had to split it. It's why he had to meet her. It's why this all had to happen, because she makes the money by lying about having cancer and being the fall guy. Reds makes the money by bringing it in by his audience. And at least those two have to be involved. Is Cheshire and Manya and all of them involved? By their behavior, they absolutely are. But could there be a reason why they defended these people so vehemently, and in reality, they just believed them? No, because they wouldn't trust even the hard evidence after it was given, though people in cults do crazy things, so there is a possibility that they weren't directly involved and they were just acting through being the cult. But I swear to God, I'm going to shut up for a bit now.
It is just so much to wrap your head around, all of it.
Yeah.
Like, just the stream of events. And like, if you try to explain it to people, you sound crazy. It's sort of like explaining Chanting for Christ drama. Like, you sound nuts when you go, well,
Yeah.
It all started with.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why it's taken me a long time to finish Fraud Raiser the movie, because it has to be very simple. It has to be like, a documentary simple. Like, this happened, this is why. This happened, this is why. So it takes a long time.
I hope you include the quote-unquote spy in this Fraud Raiser the movie, because I find that fascinating. Because one of the things about this whole process, before I even got into your server, right, was watching you process this Fraud Raiser. And nobody wanted to touch the Ilya Fraud Raiser, because you don't want to accuse somebody of having cancer, of doing a fraud raiser for cancer, if there's a remote chance that they really had cancer, right? That would be horrible. That'd be a horrible thing to do, and say, oh, you don't really have cancer. Yeah. But then you find out that they do. right? So nobody wanted to get into that, like on our end, right? Meanwhile, Krafty and Jessica G, they knew. They fucking were screaming it into the wind on like live chats and that sort of thing, which I just happened to catch. And then it's really funny that as soon as it was mentioned in Unirock server that like Xxxild had talked to Jessica G, and this is what they said. They said that Ilya ran a fraudulent cancer fundraiser. It's really interesting to me that that's when that's when Ilya Moon came out of hiding and started saying, here's what they're going to start saying about me. And it's lies. It's lies. She came out on Twitter and said, I just learned, this and that and that. Well, I wonder how she learned that we were looking into her for all that stuff. Yeah. Somehow Ilya learned that we were checking into that stuff. Maybe she was stalking Jessica G or something. But I just found it really funny because that was Ilya's bad move. When she came out and started denying things that we know were lies, it gave us a reason to just say, no, you're lying,
Check.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Check. Can you hear me?
It's like leaving breadcrumbs out.
Yeah, we
right?
hear you. Yeah. I thought that was just interesting because if Manya had just stayed away, she could have gotten away with it. If she hadn't gone and talked to Nate, she could have gotten away with it. Yeah. But she didn't.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, and the thing is though, what we're dealing with obviously is a group of people that are purposely running it's a grift, okay? And it's not a grift from the most universal level, okay? It's a grift from the most micro. It's a grift from the base. So, just like certain people try to fake being these big philosophers and other people try to fake being scientific debunkers. I hate to say this because I know that I'm going to get threatened by FTFE for saying this, but it's the truth. And the truth is he was an Omega just troll, like just being the nastiest. And look, if he's changed, he's changed. I'm not putting him down. I'm just describing what he was doing. Who ends up noticing that there's a trend happening and that he can make money doing something else and does it and puts on the act. Right. And then if you look at each one of them, I mean, even Cheshire, she's sitting there like visibly tracing on her art streams. Maybe she doesn't anymore. And instead of just admitting it, she lies about it. And there's a giant grift that happens where I think that once they start to become successful, they want to move away from that grift and they want to substantiate themselves, which is good because then maybe they're going to stop doing this. But the point is, it's not a grift. The fraud raisers are not the only grift. It is their logic. It is their construct. It's their social group. The social group that they're in must operate this way. It was built this way. It is a literal living, breathing cult being. So when these people get together, you're never going to get through to one of them. Right? You're never going to have one like Ilya, when she came out and admitted to everything, she only did it because she knew they were busted and she was operating plan B. She was just doing what Red said to do. Now she's going to go down, but don't worry, we'll take care of you forever. You'll be in our group forever. And me, Reds, and everyone else is going to make sure that you're taken care of for doing this for us. You're an OG now. And so, I mean, it's hard for me to get the point out, and that's, one thing I'm doing in the video I'm making on this whole thing. But the point is that's why they dox people. This is why they harass. It's why they're yelling at Waxy right now. They have to protect an image that's not real. And then when they end up getting emotional or angry, that real thing, it's why they yell at Katie. I always said this, they've got all these. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Refrigerator.
Oh, refrigerator. Yeah. But they have, yeah. Hey, that fits both the theories. The code word and the weird twitch from Steve. But no, they go at Katie, and instead of actually criticizing her on any of these number of things they could make full exposés on, and do a good job doing it. They just lie about her, and they have to, make things up and litter the entire thing, the whole history, with a bunch of fake stuff. And ironically, that fake stuff that they make up, the people that they dox, it all only has one thing in common, all the way to the ground level. Even being a fake philosopher has something in common with the fraud raisers and everything in between. It's the grift. It's a way for them to fool people into giving them a thing they don't have, some type of authority, some type of, anything. But yeah, the point is, Krafty's being doxxed, Waxy's being harassed and attacked, and now they're using the platform of non sequitur to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So I wouldn't put Waxy and Krafty in the same level, though. Like, I think that Krafty is incredibly defendable. I don't know about Waxy.
Well, I'm not going to go into it, but Waxy has experienced the exact same kind of harassment that Krafty did. So, I mean, that's why if you go look at Waxy's channel, she was someone who posted for a long time and then all of a sudden disappeared when she was attacked and doxxed by, these random accounts. The problem with Waxy, she doesn't have that long trail of it happening. Krafty saved everything. Other people do it. It's kind of like with Fiona. It's kind of like with some of the people that they targeted long ago. They'll tell you their story, but all of the tweets are gone. All of the proof is gone. And Waxy's, a lot of her stuff happened behind the scenes and from anonymous accounts. So, it sucks, but it really, I think the big point is that they're doing this so that they can pretend that it's so they can gain a clout that they typically don't have, right? So it's sad to see that as bad of a asshole as Kyle can be, that now that channel, instead of being historialized, I mean, I only give it a couple days and they'll be on there screaming about Waxy and everyone else. I mean, they've already done it, haven't they? So
yeah, I can't see this channel being anything much different than what they have going already. So, like, I watched how they treated their guest Frank, and they fawned over the lady, but Frank, on the other hand, got put on the back burner.
And Frank's the one with an actual knowledge.
Right.
Yeah, Frank knows a lot of shit about what they've been up to.
They focus on a gal that may or may not have been approached, but never actually was
trafficked.
And
but may or may not have been approached. Right. And then Frank's just like there for, like, I don't know, chicken nugget.
Yeah, and he should be describing how he busted a cult, because he was in the cult. He recorded everything. He put it out. He was instrumental in busting Xxxild. And then he didn't even get to tell that story at all. It was really sad.
It was a waste.
I don't think he wants to. They asked him. They asked him if he wanted to come back and talk about it, and he was like, "I don't think so."
Yeah, really?
Yes, they were right at the end, Danny. Right at the end.
Yeah, at the end, he was just like, no. He was not thrilled looking. I mean, it's a serious subject, but I mean,
it was so disrespectful what they did to him. It was very disrespectful. It was very shitty of them.
Well, they were asking him for opinions, like what can this girl do? And I'm thinking, she could contact the hotel. She could contact the police again and ask why she got redacted information. She could do a lot of things. There's a lot of things she can do, and Frank knew that and gave her some advice, but that was about it.
Yeah, but I mean, they were there to talk about, what was it, sex trafficking?
Yeah, the hidden like
sex trafficking here is a big problem. So I live in San Diego. It's a border town, and you don't have to go to Texas for sex trafficking. It's also California. Anything on the border, there's a weird sort of thing where people from the U.S. get kind of jerked into it, and they go cross border back and forth. So it is a real problem, but I think they could have almost done a two-parter if they wanted somebody to say, "Oh my God, I almost was sex trafficked." Which is
my suspicion is in what this girl dealt with, Jim Jules.
Yeah.
I think what she was getting caught up in was a sting. That's what it seems like to me.
So in other words, like the cops are waiting for him, right?
Yeah, that's why the cops covered it up. Yeah, because he's like an informant or he's part of the
Well, yeah,
sting.
if
And
she got
yeah,
redacted info, that's really the only way, right? It's
yeah.
probably redacted because it was part of the, yeah.
So I mean, like, it's a shame that they're, they have to resort to conducting stings. I really love it when the police conduct stings on people who are trafficking minors. I think that's the best thing that the police can
Right.
do for society, right?
Right.
But usually it ends up that they're just trying to find consenting adults who are engaging in sex for money and that sort of thing. That's
Right.
who ends up getting busted for that sort of shit, in my experience, in my research, right? But
Yeah.
I love it when they bust people who are trying to prey on minors who are selling sex, because that should never happen. If
Yeah.
you see a homeless minor, just give them money. Don't have sex with them, idiots. It's sickening to me.
It is.
I just hate that.
So I mean, they could have done a lot, like they had all these years to prep this. Remember when they used to promise everybody? I remember when Steve was in my Discord server, he was constantly being told, go do your show right now on your channel, and then when you get this show back, you can go to that channel. And he would always scream at the people that said that, say no. And the thing is, he would say, I've got all of this stuff saved for when we get there. All the good shows are going to be saved for when we get there. And I don't believe he has anything. After seeing just a couple clips from that, whatever the hell you call it, the show that they did, I don't think that they have anything.
Yeah, that just the lack of, I don't know, planning. I think it just was unplanned. It just turned into
unplanned. It was
Jules' gym show. Yeah.
It was just, hey, look,
By
we
the
got a
way,
guest.
it's an interesting story. It is, but
yeah.
I've got to see the clip of Frank saying that he won't come back. I need that
I will
clip.
find it. I'll find
No,
it.
you don't have to do it right now.
It's right at the very end of the stream.
Yeah,
right at the end.
I'll find it later.
Yeah,
but that's hilarious,
isn't it?
Because that just debunks all of their bullshit about Frank's my best buddy and all this stuff and everything. No, he was just a guest on your show, and you disrespected him so bad that he's probably never going to come back. He should have listened to people that were trying to tell him, which wasn't me, by the way, Steve. You should have listened to the people out there who tried to tell him not to engage. Because I think the only reason Frank was obviously it's proven now that the reason they had Frank on was so that Steve could try to I don't know, prove something to people, but I don't understand what he could have proven by having anybody could get Frank on.
It was just to bother you, and it didn't bother
just like
you at all.
Anybody could get me on. Steve could have me on, just as easy as Frank. So it just doesn't prove anything. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. I think it was the whole "we got your guy" thing, which he's not anybody's guy. So yeah.
Yeah, that's where Steve failed, because Frank's Frank, and he's not anyone's guy. He's not anyone's best buddy or anything like that. I don't believe he's Steve's best buddy. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, look at the transcript where Cheshire. Look, if you have the transcript, you can find the word Cheshire right at the end.
That's scary because social media nowadays is
right before it's right after this,
especially to the after MySpace generation.
After MySpace
I mean, I got my MySpace when I was in college. I got my first cell phone my senior year of high school. Then the next generation, they live on the internet. And
hold on? Can you pause it? I'm sorry.
Is
she measuring the generations of her children and grandchildren by MySpace and Twitter? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is what we become. Yes. MySpace generation.
I used to walk 3 miles to go to the library to log into MySpace. I'm your grandma.
We used to walk in the snow and the bitter cold with bags on our feet. That's all we had.
Just to listen to My Chemical Romance on MySpace before they blew up.
It's only going to skyrocket if there isn't enough awareness.
Look at his face.
And
he just
less of the glory of the promises of fame.
Oh my God, Frank's sitting there like, what did I get myself into?
And more of the awareness and involvement in preventing something like this. It's scary. It's a little overwhelming to think about when you think preventative, but I think, yes, thank you, Steve. And thank you, Frank and Cheshire. I mean, this is a really good topic to bring to the surface. And I took one for the team, guys.
I really do hope that you will.
She took one for the team.
You're joining us again soon, and I do really hope that at some point we could cover NXIVM a little bit more with Frank and the craziness that is If he is interested, don't worry. We're not going to make you make a decision live on here. If you hate us, you don't ever have to talk to us again. It's okay.
When I found out about Nexium, oh my god!
Is Frank alive? Did he not say anything?
He didn't say anything. His
does say
corner of his
something.
mouth went up just a little bit. just the corner of the mouth. That's all they got.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You can come back if you want to. He's like, He looks down.
I want to get out of here.
Like he wants to say something else.
God,
And then his mouth just goes up just a little bit on one side. Like,
do I have to give back the $4,000 you gave me and the $40 ticket for lobster rolls at the grocery if I criticize you right now? Well, I'll just keep my mouth shut then. Sorry.
Steve is staring at him in anticipation. Please say yes, Frank.
Please.
Nah.
Yeah, I want to talk about Xxxild.
Frank's work on Nexium helped Jules in the situation she was in because she had that library of knowledge to pull from.
What?
So I'm gonna.
Did Jules ever say I pulled from Frank's library of knowledge? Like,
no, she didn't.
This is something she was talking about happening long ago. How did that happen? Okay, who cares?
No, it happened in November, so it's plausible. But it's just so funny how they're kissing up to him. It's just great. I love it.
That coercion.
Yeah, Frank ain't buying this bullshit. Good. That proves to me
Just the coercion.
Why is she laughing?
Yeah. But you have been brave, and I mean, just again, my heart goes out.
Frank still hasn't said anything.
Nope.
Just a great story that people should know about.
He's gonna say something at the end, though.
I do want to thank the members who had joined. Manya, Vegan Coral.
He was very gracious at the end.
Greg Holman, Sarita Verde, Arnie, Hawk Skull, Surgeon General, Rose, Pork Chop, Helios 575, Jack of Hearts, Claire,
Pork Chop, we know you.
S. Bear, and Michael Burns.
This is the cult roll call.
Thank everyone for the super chat. Also, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Yes.
Good night.
Also, I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. Got to put that positive spin on it.
We did more than survive. You actually did something.
That is gracious of him to be like.
That's very gracious.
She did. Oh, come on, guys. She did.
So you're not a victim, really, at all.
Look, you got to give her credit. Jim Jules did prevent other women from going into the hotel room of somebody they do not know, who is very suspicious. So good on her for doing that. Yeah. Now she can follow up by going to the hotel and finding out who that was, who checked into the hotel room that day. And she can do it because there are human trafficking laws that are really, really strict. Yeah. And if she was a potential victim in one of these things, she can easily go to the hotel and call them out on it. She can also go to the police and make sure she demands an unredacted police report. And if she doesn't get any traction with that, she can go to the press. Three things she can do. Yeah, right there off the top of my head. But anyway.
Joining us, it has been a pleasure, sir. I wish the best for you. Jules, we'll be seeing you soon. And Cheshire, can you take us out?
Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
I could swear Frank said something at some point, but I guess he didn't even say anything. He just sort of.
That's even worse.
Yeah, he just lifted his. Yeah.
It's awkward. It's just hanging there.
God,
There's no
so
maybe.
crazy.
Like he could have spit out a maybe.
He didn't say anything because he's polite and he's not going to say yes, but he definitely doesn't want to say no. So yeah, fucking A, man. Woo!
Conspiracy refrigerator.
Narrative.
Hello.
Conspiracy has the ire of, I think, the hog lately, if I recall, looking at the Twitterverse.
Roadhog.
Yeah, Roadhog's been coming for sideways.
Road docs.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing with that is it's fascinating the company that Steve keeps. Like when he decides that, oh well, I don't want it completely tied to me, these more vicious tactics, but I'm gonna buddy up with a Roadhog or Defango or these people, and then be like, well, or even what was it, KDJ Classified or whatever. Like they cut her off because she pissed off the anti-KJP community, so they cut her off. Otherwise, she'd still be in the bin.
Well, she was so upset and crying, and my friends aren't there. They weren't your friends. Come on now. Wake up a little bit.
No, Steve just liked your boobs, and also, like, yeah, it's bad.
It was a way to harass Unirock. That's all it was.
It was an attempt. They tried. Oh, they tried.
Try hearts.
Yep.
JKJ declassified.
Oh, I'm so bad at initials. If you give me initials and like acronyms, I'm like da 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 da. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm the same way. So my big question here, out of everything we talked about, is what the hell is on that computer?
I know. I'm so curious to find out because they went over and allegedly smashed it with a hammer.
I don't think it's allegedly anymore because it was straight admitted to. But you're right. You kind of got to say that.
Yeah, because, Red's rhetoric, can you trust what he says? He's just...
Who knows what happened? But the idea like that it had to be smashed was thrown out there. So we're like, that's weird,
Yeah, by Reds. And then he confirmed it after. Afterwards, he said, yes, I smashed it, and here's why. And everyone's trolling me by saying it was something else. And like, we're supposed to trust what they say, right?
Right, exactly.
That's the biggest troll of all.
It's bizarre. So I have a content warning here. I usually leave this person alone as he's passed away, but I think I want to talk around the subject, but not necessarily about this person. But I want to explain something really quick. And I just have a thought and an opinion about this that I didn't get to express in the clip that I had posted here. So Cheshire is known to play very dirty. With Dragnot, she said, Dragnot's a registered sex offender? No question mark. It's left there in a DM. And then somebody says, you know what, this is not right. Is this what this person's saying? And then when Cheshire was outed, I forgot to put the question mark.
Yeah, she didn't. She didn't forget to put the question mark. And that she did the same thing to Menace. She did it to me. When she gets really mad at somebody, she'll accuse them of whatever she thinks that she can to anger them or something. So
Yep, even sock account. He's a misogynist and da 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 da. Like whoever she decides, she just throws this out. So this one is particularly gratuitous because it uses somebody's death in the community, somebody that we often knew and were, cared about. People like that actually donated money to this guy before he became fully enveloped in the cult. Somebody that was on my Steam account. We were Steam friends and we would play games together occasionally. This person passed away, and they've been using him as this rally cry of momentum, as if justice is served because reasons. And you can feel all sorts of ways about this, but this statement here is horrific, and I was going to play, and I had a comment about it.
If Kyle had paid Pool, as he should have, none of the misery Pool suffered would have happened. He'd have been secure enough to find safe housing. So there's a whole housing issue, but had Kyle not done what he did, and had Pool had access to money he should have had access to, there's a decent argument and chance to actually say that Pool might not have died.
How many actions do you need, Chet?
None of the misery Pool suffered would have happened. He'd have been secure enough to find safe housing. So there's a whole housing issue, but had Kyle not done what he did, and had Pool had access to money he should have had access to, there's a decent argument and chance to actually say that Pool might not have died. If you want to go, you could go that direction.
I'll say this. I'll at least say this. There's an argument to be made that because of what Kyle's actions did, added extra stress on Bolan that didn't need it.
It's not even just stress, like the additional stress through financial, but also had he had money to spend, that he was, so if he was living comfortably and was able to spend money on himself that he needed, and he
so that's Kyle's fault. How, you freaking psycho? Sorry. I did it again.
Oh no.
Yep.
How is that not Steve's fault? Why didn't you guys give him money? Why did you run fraud raisers instead of giving Bull some of the fucking fraud raiser money, you fucking assholes?
Yeah. So I have a lot of questions. One of the things I want to point out, and I didn't think about until later, is that Bull was actually employed by multiple channels. Before Steve fucked it up,
so
Bull was employed by TGR, so that the Geek Room. Bull was employed by Scientist Mel. Bull was employed by Hannibal and Monty, I believe, if I remember.
And that one dude gave him a bunch of money. The last guy. Cat.
And Bull had these paying gigs from other people,
Recruiting.
and due to pressure from Steve McRae, he pulled out of all of them for ethical reasons because of pressure to see the stand and a lie. TGR, he could have stayed with, like, frankly, until he decided to make these stupid moves. And then, you know what? Like, it just is ridiculous. If Steve hadn't created this giant rift with these other creators for his melodrama, Bull could have been employed by 3 other creators while this is all going on.
Yeah, but even more than that, he was employed by Schrodinger's cat and was making good money that whole time, bragging about it. So that doesn't make sense. What she said is a complete lie. But you want to know what she said? You want to know the part of what she said that's true? Someone who caused a lot of stress and a lot of drama and a lot of problems around Bull and used Bull in their stress and drama and bullshit would put that kind of unnecessary stress on him. Gee, I wonder who kept bringing Bull into this stuff.
I forgot about Pimp Monk. I don't know how much Pimp paid him. Pimp.
Yeah. So he had several channels where he would work in conjunction with being their producer, pressing buttons, because he had access to VMix because of Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who bought VMix?
You know, what did Cheshire or Steve or Reds or any of them buy or do for him?
He had access to VMix because of Kyle.
They left him in Florida. They left him by himself in Florida.
Well, yeah, but think about this, right?
Yeah.
Bull, for some reason, was heavily involved in most of all of the fraud raisers.
Mm-hmm. After Ilya was busted, they should have been in touch with Bull 24/7, trying to make sure that he was psychologically and emotionally okay. That's what they should have done.
How do you know? I mean, I don't even want to go there. I'm going to shut up.
No, they shouldn't have left him to be alone. They should have been constantly supporting him, because I can only imagine that if Bull didn't know that Ilya was a scammer, that he would have been devastated by that.
How did he not know? Bull, I'm sorry.
I
I'm
know.
going to go there. Sorry.
I know. It was really easy to see that it was fake receipts.
And he was the one with all the behind the scenes access.
And they put him out there to promote that on Red's channel. That was disgusting and sick on anybody's part who.
Well, they do that on purpose. They want to sit there and cry that they're his best friend and all this, but then their actions actually show that they're using him and gaining money and defrauding and shit by the actions that they use him for. So, I mean, I'm sorry. What do you get more stressed by? Do you get more stressed by being kicked off a show, or do you get more stressed by having your hand in a fraud raiser that stole thousands upon thousands of dollars, multiple fraud raisers? That kind of stress would probably sit with you in every waking moment, wondering if the FBI is about to kick in your door and scream, "Get up against the wall. You ran all these fraud raisers." That would be a lot more stress, in my opinion, than, I got
cops. Yeah.
Now, I want to point out that he was apologizing to people too before he died.
Now that's a big one. That's a big one. But real quick though, before you go there, because I want you to go there, what about the fact that Bull was rightfully kicked off of NonSec because he logged in using his access, opened up the analytics of the account, and yes, this is recorded by multiple people, and showed those analytics to Red's Rhetoric. Who took them to Steve. Now, what did Reds and Steve say for a year? We didn't know what the show was making, after admitting that the biggest reason for this whole thing starting was the fact that, now, why is it crazy that they kept saying that they don't know what the show's making when Steve was removed from the same permissions that Bull had? So how did Bull log in and look at those analytics? Okay, I'm going to shut up. I'm just saying both Bull and Steve had access the whole time to the analytics.
Yeah, of course they did.
So Steve was lying every time he's recorded saying that he didn't know how much he was making from NonSec.
Yeah, he just didn't want to bother. He just thought he'd leave it all to Kyle.
Oh, he knew. Anybody believe Steve never looked at the analytics? I think he looked all the time. I don't
know. He is the most incompetent person for taking care of himself.
Right. But you were saying he was apologizing. And that's a big thing. Why is it that you think that none of those guys will admit that he was apologizing to all those people before this happened, because admitting that kind of shows that Bull himself felt bad for what he did to those people. And he did those things with Reds. So I think Reds is the one that gave Bull the worst stress. I don't know, man. But, you know, putting it off on Kyle probably makes Reds feel better at night. So
It's Reds and Chesh and all that. Like it's just such a series of things. So it's just weird that they're like all the stress, and there's no introspection going, what could we have done with our friend that would have been better or whatever. Like he died probably of natural causes. Like we all, you know, we all have things going on, either heart thing or like a diabetes thing or something, right? Like all people have, and so like I don't think that anybody caused his death, but if you're gonna like throw out like, oh, somebody has a stress tumor and died, and that's a stress tumor is a joke. If you're in the Dragnet community area, you would understand what that means. Somebody claimed they had a stress tumor and they needed donations.
Ah, gotcha.
So now it's like it's a phrase, stress tumor. But
what they'll never understand is they are allowed to think what they want to think. Okay, so they can think that Kyle is the one that gave Bull all the unnecessary stress from now until the fucking cows come home. They can think that for as long as they want, though, just as long as they understand that every other human being who witnessed what's happened, and I mean everybody outside of the cult, so it's 99.99% of everybody, factually knows who actually caused Bull the most stress, the most current stress, and the most long-term stress, and it was Red's rhetoric. So it's okay that they think that it was Kyle. You know, having 0.01% of everyone think that it's Kyle, that's fine. But just as long as
the other thing they were doing is they were enlisting Bull into their little troll operations, like the time that they went on Glober Mom's channel and attacked me and Fiona.
Bull has said to me,
not cut out for that. Yeah,
Bull has said to me that he considers himself a white hat to gray hat troll. Like Bull has said that to me. So like I'm not shocked that he was willing to do that. Like he, you know, but he was so highly influenced by AT2 Productions and Reds that he's got his boys back. He's got his boys back.
And you want to know the craziest thing? When you study targeted harassment and you study people that do the things that we've talked about tonight, Gus, will you shut up? There's a commonality in those people, and one of them is Darvo, and the other is that they prey upon people who are mentally unwell, like Nat from the Toddy Westbrook story and others, and they use those people to be their fall people, because then it was a problem with, they have a mental disorder, guys. It's a problem with that, you know, and that's the kind of thing that people, that targeted harassers, they very, very, like, okay, here's another example. The QAnon fools, when we were busting them, would constantly target older people who had medical disabilities, Alzheimer's and any other range of age-related disability, and they would extort them for money by lying to them, and they would use people in their group who were very schizophrenic as the fall guys to do the most extreme things. So it doesn't surprise me that Reds, in order to cover up all of his broad ragers, did something like that. Yeah.
It just seems to me that Cheshire, by putting out this ridiculous, evil, cringy theory, is probably just got a guilty mind about the whole thing.
Exactly.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's the thing behind projection. That's why you project.
That's the other thing is, like, most people don't have a dislike of Bull. Most people liked Bull or were at least neutral to Bull. And he's not a saint. He's definitely not. He's gotten in trouble before. And he confessed to Ridgeway, you know, being part of one of the Ridgeways.
Because he actually had a conscience, unlike Reds, but sorry.
Right, and they tried to shut him up, remember? They were like, oh, yeah.
Then guess what they all did? They kept it quiet.
Right.
And then they would attack anyone that brought it up. Sorry. I'm doing that thing again.
No, it's right. You're right. But he tries. He does. And he's made some mistakes, and he has tried, sorry. He had backed up and stuff like that. And I think the problem that Bull ran into is there is a generally positive trait that people have sometimes. And that positive trait can get really played, and it's loyalty. If you have a specific loyalty to certain people and they become sort of your family, or, they are, like the people that are who you are leaning on for some sort of affirmation, some
You could
sort of
say
support.
community, right?
Community, right? Really deep.
That's what conspiracy circles use to hook people. It's what Reds do too.
Loyalty, unfortunately, without any integrity. If you're going to sacrifice your integrity for loyalty, and you're going to stand by some of the most ridiculous stuff ever, it can be problematic. And so he has the trait of loyalty, and they've played on it quite a bit. And I don't think it's a bad thing to be loyal, but I've noticed this within Christian fundamentalists. It can be abused.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really abused. And
it
so
is commonly abused, especially by religious extremists too. Also, one thing about Bull is that he did the right thing, and he actually did it before, he didn't have time to, and I think that says a lot. But I think that the inspiration, if you really, those people that misuse his name now for their internet dramas, I think if they really cared about him, they would take what he did and find some form of inspiration in themselves also, realizing where they've been wrong and apologizing for it, and doing what Bull did and trying to reconcile, because they're putting out lies now and on Twitter and other places that Bull didn't apologize to anybody. And I can tell you that I factually know he apologized to several people.
Yep, he did.
Yeah, and also, like, I feel like Bull's default generally, before he got full on sucked in to full on like hyper mode, with the McRae, dare I say, cult or whatever, is he did generally want community and wanted to get along with most people. He wanted to default to, I like you, I want to get along, let's have general, and he's messed up on that, and he stepped on my toes before, and I let him know, but generally his default was that, and it's something that it's very difficult to be that and be friends with McRae. It is very difficult. In fact, you'll notice that if you try to be that Switzerland or a bridge, you got to choose, or you're going to get cut off eventually.
Yeah, you got to be attacked constantly.
But he had like several creators that he could have produced for, and one by one he had to leave them all. So I'm just saying, weird.
It's weird that if you look at what they constantly cry and yell about, it always comes back to projection on their part for themselves trying to feel better about what they did. And this whole thing with Waxy is an example, because what they did was accuse people of horrible crimes and things that weren't true, and supported people and allowed their co-hosts to weaponize their platform to do the same thing. And if you look on Twitter right now, this is today, Deb's out there whining and crying and Karening out about how Waxy accused him of a horrible, horrible crime. Now, the truth of the matter is that Waxy just expressed her opinion based on the evidence that she had. She fully explained it. She didn't just go out there and accuse him. So what he should be doing, if he wasn't projecting and lying, he would take what Waxy was saying and respond to it, and in a normal comedic and YouTube way, and then he would be fine and he'd be cleared. But you can't do that when you're guilty of the majority of the stuff that you feel bad for, in my opinion. So
rest in peace, Bull. I wish they'd let him rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
I don't bring him up because I don't want to be unusually mean, or you know what I mean. Like it's one of those things where when Steve says he wants to take a shit on our graves, like whoever
Oh my God.
whoever he
I'm so
decides,
glad you brought that up.
whoever he
hilarious.
decides that he wants to take a shit on, right? Like, you know, he calls it his harassers.
He's going to
I
have
think
a GoFundMe
I think
to
it's
get
his
money
critics.
to travel over to
Yep.
the UK to shit on my grave.
And
I
he needs
love
a
it.
camera. He's got to buy a camera because he said he was going to shit on our graves and then post
And
it to his YouTube
to
channel.
YouTube, yeah.
I don't want to shit on people's graves. Like I don't know why he's dreaming of this. I think it's kind of weird.
Probably because he
he's
got
an
fired from
unethical-
his job and had to move again. I'm just
He's an
guessing.
unethical, immoral, fucking horrible person. You know, he said that, and he said that on the Non Sequitur show. So that was his return to Non Sec. It was talking about all of us, and then it was talking about going poo poo doo doo on our gravestones. Now, you know, how I said this on Twitter. I said, if I ever in my older age say that at all in any context, I failed. Right? I need to either like fix myself quick or just, you know, jump off a bridge, because I will have failed life if I hold that much angst. Now, here's the issue. I don't mean in real life. I know people get mad at family members and they get in fights and stuff, and maybe like you get someone who does something really messed up to you and you say something real dumb like that. But he just had people criticizing him, and his feelings were so hurt and he was so triggered that he waited until he was sitting on that show that he paid all of Ruhif's money to get, and then said that there, you know, didn't even use his own money. Doesn't even plan on paying Ruhif back.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's starting to see it. That's so good. I'm so glad.
So,
All we can do is
I
just
wanna-
laugh at their
That's our
dumbass shit
fault,
like
man.
refrigerator.
I want to
Well,
agree with Nerd Angle real quick. Let the dead lay. The douchebag with Bull's ghost account go fuck yourself. I agree.
I agree.
I banned him from my chat. I pointed out the Savage. I didn't make Savage do anything. I said, "Hey Savage, this guy's showing up in chat." Banned from Savage's chat. Like Bull's ghost, not cool. I don't think that's justified. And so like I've always just been like, nope to it. So I'd encourage other people to consider banning that. I can't control anybody, but I would say that I think it's too far, and I think it's gross, and I think it's needless. Like I don't think Bull is a horrible person that needs to be memed like that.
Yeah, I agree. But oh, I lost it. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Are we back to bung up clackas, or where were we
I
at?
think we should show the refrigerator clip just to get off this subject.
Refrigerator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have it handy.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I expect you to have everything handy.
I don't have a busy.
Let me see if I can find it.
Hey, whatever you want, hit me up. I'll hook you up. So.
Who posted it on Twitter? I'll go to their.
I think I did actually.
Was
I
it?
just have to find
It was
it.
you?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably. Let me find it.
You know, there was a community ceasefire while you're pulling that up. And I noticed that the entire time that the community had a ceasefire, the Lobsters knew that they weren't going to get anything out of anybody. And it was funny because what did they do for the first time in God knows how long after the community ceasefire? They went out and found a community that wasn't around the community ceasefire, because it was a pretty large community ceasefire, and they started to attack the atheist community because it didn't have one. So I think it kind of really shows what's behind it, you know. It's just about fighting with people, I think. I know, Gus.
Oh my God, Gus. Hi, baby. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm frozen. Uh-oh. I tried to do a thing and now, whoa, what is this? What has happened to me?
Well, while you're doing that, I had a great point that I just remembered. I'm recalling the thing I lost. So the biggest thing I've seen is hypocrisy. You notice, like with Waxy, it's the biggest hypocrisy for him to anyone to sit and pick at her. And I mean, I don't know, why is it that will you shut up, Gus? Why is it that they can't notice their hypocrisy when it's so blazingly obvious to anyone, even just an outsider who just comes into this, peeking in, they'll say, man, that's a really hypocritical statement you're making. It's you just earlier today said something that completely goes against this. I mean, if it's purposeful trolling, then they're making themselves the lolcows for some reason. And if they're that dumb, then they've got to be really dumb. Like, I don't get it. I never will.
Nah.
Shut up, Gus.
Whether or not somebody,
Oh, okay, we got the clip.
whether or not somebody has like a thing.
A thing.
What does Katie spend money on? Her hair and her eyebrows. Her
refrigerator.
What does Katie spend money on? His hair. Whether or not somebody is a narcissist, right? You want to know whether or not somebody has like a thing. What does Katie spend money on? Her hair and her eyebrows. Her
refrigerator.
What does Katie spend money on? His shows.
Oh my God.
You're a narcissist if you spend money on yourself.
On your business.
Right?
Yeah.
You should not spend money on your business. You should spend other people's money on your business. Like
exactly. There's that hypocrisy again.
Oh my God.
Tom Rabbit, you got your
down for a
comment
second?
removed.
Can we break it down though? Because it's good. Because that same day he posted on Twitter who had the best hair on non-sec, right? He put out all these posts about their looks, and it's like Cheshire was all dressed up when she said this. She had went and put on these frilly gloves. Wasn't that clip of the first non-sec?
Yeah.
So I mean, is she really talking about herself, or is she that dumb, or what makes her do this?
No, I find it funny because first of all, it doesn't what you spend money on. The whole explanation of her trying to educate the audience about narcissism, and it's all about what you spend your money on. It's just hilarious. But when Steve screams out refrigerator, Katie has recently bought a new gorgeous refrigerator. Oh my God. It's amazing. And like Steve has probably never bought a refrigerator in his entire life.
Well, that's not narcissistic. You know, that's one of the most non-narcissistic things you can buy, a fucking stove.
How dare you feed your family and keep their food cool?
Exactly. It's not narcissistic. Maybe if she bought a brand new sports car, you could maybe make that dumb argument.
Yeah.
Right. So when I worked in the grocery store, all types come in the grocery store, right? But one of the things that would happen is like you'd go loss prevention, and there'd be loss prevention certified people. They'd be like, "Why are you stealing?" And like prophylactics were stolen a lot, liquor was stolen a lot, makeup was stolen a lot. But there was this one person that used to try to grift at the grocery store and be like, "My baby needs formula. My kids are hungry. I need money. And I can't afford this. Please help." And people would feel sorry for her, but she always actually purchased her makeup. She would come in and purchase her makeup in the store.
You go.
That might be a narcissist, but to actually, I don't know. If she's not feeding her kids, then maybe. But if she's feeding her kids, what's the point? Like,
I think it's great that they hate her refrigerator. All Katie's haters are just all like, "Look at this refrigerator," and I'm just looking at the refrigerator. I'm like, "Oh my God, that is such a nice refrigerator. I wish I had that."
Well, and that's the thing. It shows us the real reason that those people go at Katie, and it shows us the jealousy and trivial kind of thing there. Like, Katie deserves criticism for what she publicly posts, but the reason they're going at her refrigerator is because she stopped publicly posting. The only thing she did was upload YouTube videos. She stopped posting all the social media, and then she even took a break from YouTube during the holidays for like a week. It was like the first time she ever did it. So they were so drowned of content that they literally saw that refrigerator post and they missed that. One of them, EKC People Suck, was live talking about how they wanted Katie to post and they missed Katie and all this garbage. And how is that true? If she's such a bad person, are you just basically, they prove that they just worship the ground she walks on, and it's funny.
Yeah. It is. It's hilarious. I don't know. I think that they should make their next non sequitur set a big refrigerator with their faces in each of the compartments of Katie's refrigerator.
Janie made the perfect meme that was like that. They may do that if they were self-aware to any degree, but of course they're not. So
I just want to point out the Harpy sisters both are in full swing. Not only will Manya make a video against Krafty, but apparently, Chesh is scheduled to do one as well.
Yeah, that's what we were told.
Yeah. Interesting. Krafty says, as I said to Manya, if ye, I like that says ye, as I said to Manya, if ye want to reopen this, yes, consider it done. I won't be holding anything back.
Krafty is
really
badass.
Consider your new position before you provoke me. Happy New Year's, kissy face wink. I think we should all support Krafty. I'm just saying, like, give her some support. One of the things that they were banking on last time is that she would be isolated. And what they try to do is isolate the person. You're all alone. It's just you, and you're going to be hammered on, and you're scared.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, Krafty should get support from the community. I think that if you see somebody that's bullying Krafty in a way that is against TOS, you should stand up for her.
Hashtag we support the cult's victims.
Yes, but the thing is, here's my thing, right? Why would Krafty even care? All that Manya's going to do is go live and make incredibly stupid arguments. Like that's all she's going to do. She's just going to go live and say the dumbest stuff you've ever heard come out of someone. How is that a threat? Like, I'm going to make a video on you. I'm going to get drunk and I'm going to say dumb things that aren't true and repeat myself over and over again. Is she just kind of clickbait using Krafty's name here? I'm missing something.
Well, yeah. So one of the things that they want to do is try to. So I'm sure that Reds has some pull in the debunking science community. So it's just to try to isolate her further and scare her, and you know how they do that.
Oh, sure. It's just them making basic threats. But I think that last message at the bottom, the last thing Cheshire said, which was like, I'll still make a deal with you if you want, Krafty. I think that says it all, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird.
The fact that they made a deal with her at all is really weird. I'm surprised she kept to it, but
bad. I have a very bad feeling in the pit of my stomach about the deal. Like, I even think that the deal may lead to, if Krafty makes a bad decision, she could try to listen to them, hear them out, and maybe even make another deal with them. And that's just a horrible idea, because this will never stop if Krafty does that. Never. It'll never, ever stop.
Yeah.
So let's cross our fingers.
All right.
We need to know the truth. We need to know. We need to know what the hell is on that computer that Krafty is. Because I mean, like you said, and I promise I'll shut up because I got to go anyway.
I gotta sign out too pretty soon. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, Uni. You go first.
Yeah, I just think that I hope that Krafty does take this seriously, because these people aren't what they were a year ago. A year ago, they doxed her, they threatened her, they attacked her, they lied about her, they tried to turn everyone against her in the background through talking in Discord servers and DMing people. But then they went even further and did it again publicly because they were so angry. That was them a year ago. They are different now. They are more desperate. They are more doxy. They are more threatening. And I just want people to take this seriously. This isn't an internet beef when they are tracking you down in real life and threatening you. It's an internet beef when you're both criticizing each other in videos.
Yeah,
so,
it's one thing if you're like going back and forth with like your screen names, right? Like, but they did more than that with Krafty.
Yeah, and I don't believe. I mean, look at the threats that came out of their mouths publicly in the side chat there. You know, that was just like somebody saw that and just immediately took it to Twitter, and they're like, "Look, it's going to happen again to Krafty. It's going to be worse." I truly want a YouTube where we all can do what we're doing right now. We get up here, we talk, we pull examples, we pull clips. I hope Krafty does the right thing, because if you enter into deals with the devil, then you're just going to be hanging with demons. But I got to go. Thank you for having me, Spackle and
Thank you.
Exile.
Are you going to be live tonight?
I want to, but I haven't told anybody this yet. I had an internet outage all day yesterday up till this morning, so I didn't get to do anything yesterday. I need to upload and go live, but if I don't get my upload up, I probably won't be live tonight. So we'll see.
All right.
All righty.
Thank you for popping in.
Yeah, Uni. And okay, I'll just say this real quick. I would like everybody to try it, or to consider subscribing and supporting Krafty Keela right now. I did cancel my membership with her just because I was moving and I was out of money. I had to cut back on some memberships. I membershiped her for many months just because she had the courage to stand up to these people. So she's going to need some support. And she has a stream scheduled for a couple days from now. And let's all try to show up in her live and support her.
Give
See what she
some
has to
support.
say.
Yeah.
That's it.
Link
Support
is in
the
the
people
chat.
being targeted by these cretins.
Right. If I know that it's somebody that's like Krafty, I think it's good to kind of rally around them and be like, you're not alone. In fact, we'll grow you because of these people.
Yeah.
If
possible.
Yeah, if possible. A little bit of our community that we can do for sure.
Awesome, Lauren.
Anything else that you wanted to bring out?
Nope, that's about it.
All right.
That was a great stream.
I'm going to shoot you out the airlock and I'm going to close. Whoop. All right. So appreciate that. A lot of opinions and ideas of figuring out what the hell is going on in the lobster cult. If you can like and subscribe and share, that's helpful. If you don't like, that's okay. You can hit the thumbs down. YouTube is unfortunately not showing thumbs down. I think that it's bad that they're not showing it. I think it would be good for people to show it because it hurts people's feelings. But guess what? I still will see your thumbs down. So if you thumbs down, I will see it and know that you are not happy. So go ahead and share if you'd like. Sub if you like. Please sub to Krafty. She really doesn't talk about this nonsense so much. She talks about fun things and sciencey things and goats and very cool and relaxed chats typically. So that being said, rest in peace, Bull. I hope they do a better job when they say your name and don't use your death as a weapon anymore. But it's sad that you're gone. I don't think anybody's happy about it. It's also sad that Steve wants to dance and poo on people's graves. That's sad too. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. But anyway, thank you. Your chat is awesome as always. I love your comments. And have a good night and Happy New Year.